And Joe Biden sold off our foreign policy. Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, got a $5 million bribe from Ukraine. That's why we're sending $200 billion back to that same country.
But the person who's actually corrupt in this, like outright corrupt, is Nikki Haley.
Really?
Yeah, she's corrupt. And in the way that like Joe Biden is corrupt.
Is that when you said you made money with Boeing board?
Yeah, maybe just kind of go through the facts here, right? Let me just this is somebody privately benefiting from their public service, right? This is wrong. It's wrong when Hunter Biden does it. Oh, and by the way, all these people, including Nikki Haley, will talk about Hunter Biden. Interesting how that works. Joe Biden's son. She's happy to talk about him without talking about the corruption in her own family. So she's governor of South Carolina, does special favors for this company called Boeing her entire time while she's in office. After her time in public service, she has...
Yes, CNN did crazy fact check to Vivid and all the candidates partaking to this last debate. I don't know if you have seen this, very concerning. I don't know what they are trying to prove here. I believe you've seen the beginning of this video where Vivid is still repeating the same talking point. 5 of the Republican presidential candidates made a variety of false, misleading or lacking in context claims on Wednesday during the third debate of the 2024 party primary. Okay, this is CNN trying to fact-check Vivid.
One of the candidates, Vivek Ramaswamy, made a pretty dramatic claim about the Biden family and aid to Ukraine. Let's listen.
And Joe Biden sold off our foreign policy. Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, got a $5 million bribe from Ukraine. That's why we're sending $200 billion back to that same country.
Daniel, is there any truth to that?
So major problems of fact with both parts of that claim from Mr. Ramaswamy. Number one, the claim about a supposed bribe to Hunter Biden is completely uncorroborated. And number two, there is not one iota of evidence, nothing at all, to suggest that U.S. aid to Ukraine, which has been approved by bipartisan majorities, has anything to do with any member of the Biden family. So what do we know about this claim of a bribe? Well, all we know is that in 2020, a confidential FBI source told the Bureau that 4 years prior, he had heard the CEO of a Ukrainian energy company where Hunter Biden sat on the board say that the CEO had given two $5 million payments, one to one Biden and one to another. So a dramatic claim. But that claim from the informant contained no proof whatsoever. And in fact, the FBI report that memorialized the allegation said that this source could not even offer an opinion about the accuracy of the claim. Now, subsequently, the House heard testimony from a Republican witness, Devin Archer, an associate of Hunter Biden, who said that he had never heard anything about such a payment. And he characterized the claim from this Ukrainian CEO as a typical example of this man, Mykola Zlochevsky, exaggerating, embellishing his influence. Now, as to aid to Ukraine, this again has been approved by members of both parties. So is Mr. Ramaswamy suggesting here that Republican members of the House and Senate, like Mitch McConnell, is approving aid to Ukraine because of Hunter Biden? It transparently makes no sense.
Back with the third Republican debate now done and dusted, CNN fact checker Daniel Dale has been looking carefully at what the candidates said. In this case, what Ron DeSantis said on stage about President Biden's response to anti-Semitism in the country.
Yes, before we go into this video, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor to do that. And if possible, why not share out this video? Now, I believe you've seen this. This is CNN trying to prove Vivid wrong by saying he lied. That there is no evidence whatever that Biden or Hunter collected money from these people. According to the article the recently put out, they are still spewing out the same thing. I have seen a lot of hearings partaking to this and subpoenas even going up to Hunter partaking to this, but CNN, you tell us that there is no evidence. It is the same thing they have been singing, that Biden cannot be impeached because Republicans have not provided a single evidence that can warrant them to impeach him. This is the same thing here. They did a whole segment to fact check whatever thing that was said during that debate. During that debate, they had to fact check Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, and Vivid.
But the person who's actually corrupt in this, like outright corrupt, is Nikki Haley.
Really?
Yeah, she's corrupt. And in the way that like Joe Biden is corrupt.
Is that when you said you made money with Boeing board?
Yeah, maybe just kind of go through the facts here, right? Let me just this somebody privately benefiting from their public service, right? This is wrong. It's wrong when Hunter Biden does it. Oh, and by the way, all these people, including Nikki Haley, will talk about Hunter Biden. Interesting how that works. Joe Biden's son. She's happy to talk about him without talking about the corruption in her own family. So she's governor of South Carolina, does special favors for this company called Boeing her entire time while she's in office. After her time in public service, she has a nice little cush board seat, ready, warm, waiting for her at Boeing. A private company flies around in a private jet. I think it was some Nephron Pharmaceutical, some pharmaceutical company. I forget what name it was. I'd never heard of it. It's not even some major company, and I come from that industry, but it's some random company that's getting, I don't know what the name of it is, that I haven't heard of. It's okay, but flying her around on their private jet, making their private jet available to her gets...
In context claims, on Wednesday, during the third debate of the 2024 party primary. Okay, this is CNN trying to fact-check Vivid. Going down on the article, Vivid on Hunter Biden, Republican candidate Vivid claimed during the debate that Joe Biden's son Hunter got a $5 billion bribe from Ukraine. He claimed that this bribe was the reason the US has sent so much aid to Ukraine, which was invaded by Russia last year. According to their fact check, they claimed that any member of the Biden family received a bribe is unproven. An FBI informant who relied the claim to the FBI in 2020 was merely reporting something he said he had been told by a Ukrainian businessman, the chief executive of the energy company where Hunter Biden had saved on the board of directors. The informant provided no proof to the FBI, and no proof has publicly emerged in the subsequent years. In addition, there is no evidence that U.S. wartime aid to Ukraine, which has been approved by bipartisan majority in Congress, has anything to do with President Son. That is according to CNN. Going down, according to an internal FBI document made public by Republican Senator Chuck Grassley of Iowa earlier this year over the strong objections of the FBI, the informant told the Bureau in 2020, when Donald Trump was president, that the CEO of Burisma had claimed in 2016 that he made a $5 million payment to one Biden and another $5 million payment to another Biden, but the FBI document did not contain any proof for the claim, and the document said the informant was not able to provide any further opinion as the veracity of the claim. Republicans have tried to boost the credibility of the allegations by saying it was in an FBI document and that the FBI had viewed the informant as highly credible, but the document merely memorized the information provided by the informant. It does not demonstrate that the information is true, and Hunter Biden former business associate Davon testified to House Oversight Committee earlier this year that he had not been aware of any such payment to the Biden.
I would just like to
that's